The following is an EHC media production.
Yo, alright, get my face. It is March 23rd, 2018. WrestleMania is like 2 weeks away. And as you know, I went to Elimination Chamber. That was amazing. But as far as I knew, I wasn't going to be able to make it to WrestleMania because of a lot of issues. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of time off work. It's a lot of I'm scared to fly. It's a lot of issues. But this sounds crazy to say, but I think it might have all gotten worked out. I think I might be going to WrestleMania.
What is going on, RWT? This is Mike Larkin, the host of The Future Is Now. This is episode 18 of The Future Is Now. Happy Halloween, everybody. I'm back to talk 205 and NXT. Let's get it started. Alrighty, let's get into some 205 Live and what was a very solid episode this week. Very good stuff. We opened up 205 Live with Drake Maverick talking about the Falls Count Anywhere matchup from last week between Hideo Itami and Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali won, and the bar has been set high, is what he states. And tonight, former tag team partners meet when Brian Kendrick faces Jack Gallagher. Mustafa Ali will face Tony Nese in the main event, with the winner earning a title match against Buddy Murphy. Tony Nese is ready for him, and that brings us to our first match. It's Jack Gallagher, it's Brian Kendrick. It was actually very good. You know, they worked over each other. We've seen these guys feud and wrestle each other before, and we've seen them, you know, as a tag team force in 205 Live. No complaints, man. Just forearms, just beating the crap out of each other. Drew Gulak was great on commentary, putting over Gallagher and saying that, you know, Kendrick was the weak link. And him and Percy Watson got into it a little bit, which was cool. I mean, all in all, I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. Obviously, the finishing sequence came where Brian Kendrick hits a Tiger Suplex on Gallagher. Kendrick goes for the captain's hook, but Gallagher gets to the ropes. Gallagher flips into the ring and applies a choke, but Kendrick gets to the ropes. Gallagher misses the dropkick in the corner, lands on his feet. Gallagher pushes Kendrick away when Kendrick goes for the Kendrick, the slice bread number 2. Then Kendrick is getting ready to set up Gallagher again, but Gulak tries to run interference. Akira Tozawa comes out, hits a kick to Gulak, stops him, and then Brian Kendrick hits the Kendrick, the slice bread number 2, for the 1-2-3, and Brian Kendrick is your victor. And it looks like we're going to get Brian Kendrick and Akira Tozawa versus Drew Gulak and Jack Gallagher in the near future. Next up, we get Drake Maverick in the back, and he's with Cedric Alexander, and Drake wants to explain Cedric about his rematch. Drake says that Cedric will get his rematch when he's ready. Drake says he's here to make the best cruiserweight title matches. He points out that Cedric has lost 3 straight matches, so it would not be fair to the division or Cedric if he put him in a title match now. Drake says he hopes Cedric understands. Cedric tells Drake Maverick that he has no excuses, but he will get back on track. When he does, he wants his cruiserweight title match. Then Grand Metalik comes out, and he says that TJP is a coward, and you talk about the Lucha House Party, and Metalik challenges TJP to a match, but as we found out during this particular matchup, TJP declined. So the next matchup is Grand Metalik against the local. We never even found out the dude's name. This match was very, very short. Metalik hits a springboard backflip. hits a chop and a boot in the corner, hits the spinning bulldog. Then he goes up top, walks the ropes, hits the springboard elbow drop for the 1-2-3. Very quick. Grand Metalik is your winner. It was quick. It was fine, to get enhancement talent some shine. And, it just furthered the angle with the Lucha House Party and TJP. After the match, TJP attacks Metalik while he celebrates. TJP makes he takes Metalik's mask and he leaves the ring, goes through the crowd. So again, he's gotten all three of the Lucha House Party's masks, and Kalisto, Grand Metalik, and Lince Dorado. Then we get Buddy Murphy. He's asked about next week's 205 Live. Buddy says that since they will be in the UK next week, he asked for a match against one of the UK's best to show what happens when you come face-to-face with the Juggernaut. Next week, we are going to get Buddy Murphy versus Mark Andrews from UK. From the UK next week at Manchester. And Mark Andrews is great. As someone who's watched his work in Impact Wrestling to where he is now in the NXT UK division is absolutely amazing. Great talent and a great asset. Then we get Mike and Maria Kanellis are in the back. Mike is asked about his victory last week and the issues that Mike had with Grand Metalik and Kalisto. And then Maria takes over and she gives the great line to Dasha Fuentes, pretty much saying, I'm good at it. This, which I enjoyed because she's like, this is what I do best. Because, well, as we all know, before Maria Kanellis got in the ring in WWE, she was an interviewer on Raw. So, everybody remembers Ditzy Maria. Maria asks if that is the way they want to spin this. He asked Mike, how does it feel to be the greatest cruiserweight on 205 Live? TJP comes to the interview area and he apologizes for interrupting the interview. TJP says he could show them the ropes as the first champion. Maria says that TJP is here because of what TJP did with Lucha House Party, and Maria says that TJP is coming for protection by Mike. Maria says they need to talk. So, besides with tag team action, besides the fact that it looks like we're going to get Brian Kendrick and, Brian Kendrick and Akira Tozawa against Gallagher and Drew Gulak, looks like we're also going to get TJP and Mike Kanellis against the Lucha House Party. So that's cool. I dig it. I like Mike Kanellis on 205 Live. I've been a fan of that guy since Ring of Honor, Impact Wrestling, like I've mentioned. So, it's cool. It really makes for a lot of solid and interesting matchups. Our main event comes with Mustafa Ali versus Tony Nese in a number one contenders match. This was excellent. Just the dives and, Tony Nese working over Mustafa Ali's ribs. Mustafa fighting through the pain. Tony Nese channeled his inner Dean Malenko with a gutbuster off the top. Mustafa Ali fought back, hit him with the DDT. Nese got dropped on his dome piece. These two we've seen these guys wrestle before, and it's just great. Just great chemistry, great dynamic. The finishing sequence comes where Nese goes for the double jump moonsault, but Ali moves and Nese lands on his feet. Ali with the sunset flip rolls through into a power bomb, a very nice sit-out power bomb. Ali with an enziguri from the apron, and then he goes for the slingshot rolling X Factor, and he hits it. Ali with a clothesline, and sends Nese over the top rope to the floor, and then he hits the plancha. Ali goes on and hits a crossbody, but he only gets a near fall. Nese gets Ali on his shoulders, but Ali escapes. Nese with a series of kicks, but Ali with a series of super kicks for a near fall and one to the back of his head. Ali goes up top, and Nese crotches Ali, and Ali gets him on his shoulders. Ali counters and gets the near fall, then the tornado DDT. Ali goes to the turnbuckles, but Nese with the jumping palm thrust. Nese sets up for a super gut buster, hits it, like I mentioned, channeling his inner Dean Malenko. Nese with kicks and punches in the corner. Ali with a chop, but Nese with a knee. Nese goes after the tape ribs and kicks Ali in the ribs. Nese with kicks to the ribs again. Then the referee warns Nese because he'll disqualify him, but then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Mustafa Ali with a jackknife cover, a roll-up, 1-2-3. Mustafa Ali is your winner and the number one contender for Buddy Murphy's Cruiserweight Championship. After the match, Cedric Alexander makes his way to the ring, and he gets Nese to leave the ring in case he was going to do anything to Ali after the match. Alexander helps Ali up, and what was great about the crowd is the way he had lifted his arm. A lot of people were like, oh, because I thought he was going to turn on Mustafa Ali and give him the lumbar check. Cruiserweight champion Buddy Murphy makes his way to the stage, and he stands by Tony Nese, and then he puts the title belt on his shoulder, and that's the end of the show. So in the future now, we have Buddy Murphy and Mustafa Ali for the Cruiserweight Championship. Looks like we're going to have a feud with TJP and Mike Kanellis against the Lucha House Party, Kendrick and Tozawa against Gallagher and Gulak in tag team action. And yeah, that's your 205 Live and what the upcoming shows and matches look like. That's cool. It was a great show once more. Great solid action. If I was to say, I'd say watch the whole show, but if you want to go out of your way and watch a really, really good match, go out of your way to watch Kendrick and Gallagher was very good. I'd watch that, but if you really want to see some greatness, watch the main event, Mustafa Ali and Tony Nese. These guys, just wow. It was an amazing matchup, and I'm looking forward to seeing Mustafa Ali and Buddy Murphy, because obviously, in the end, I'm going to say Mustafa Ali is going to get that Cruiserweight Championship. It's the perfect underdog story, and I can obviously see him with the belt in the near future. So that was 205 Live. We are now going to get into NXT, which was very interesting. We have some matches, set up for War Games, and I'm about to talk about that right now. Again, guys, I apologize if I'm a little, stuffy. I'm kind of, coming over, allergies and cold and shit. But, yeah, I just want to apologize on that front. So I'm just saying that's all I wanted to say. Sorry. Brain fart. But, yeah, no, we're going to get into NXT now. And, here we go. Alrighty, let's talk about NXT this week. What an NXT this week. We start off the show with Nikki Cross versus Mercedes Martinez. Excellent matchup. These girls just worked snug and just stiff, and it was great. Mercedes Martinez busted open Nikki Cross's nose. These two just went back and forth, man. Just great action. Nikki Cross being all nuts. Mercedes Martinez being the technician that she is. Nikki Cross being the great talent that she is. The finishing sequence came when Martinez hits a running boot on Nikki Cross. She sets up for the Fisherman's Buster, but Cross blocks it, hits a cross-arm neck breaker, version of the Real Cutter, and then Nikki Cross with the Purge, the swinging three-handle credenza, the spinning neck breaker for the 1-2-3. Nikki Cross is your victor over Mercedes Martinez. Cross tells Martinez that was fun, and Martinez isn't really sure what to make of it. And she pretty much does the I got you, because Nikki smiles after that. But yeah, these girls, had a great matchup. And I recommend anybody go see it, which I'll probably say again and reiterate at the end. But this was just awesome. I mean, I've been watching Mercedes the girl's been wrestling for 18 years. I remember seeing her in Shimmer in 2005, something like that. And then just later on with Shimmer, she's done work for Rise. The girl's just absolutely amazing and a great in-ring veteran in her own right. And it's a girl that constantly is learning. So after the Nikki Cross victory over Mercedes Martinez, Candice LeRae also comes out, and she asks Nikki why. Candice says this isn't funny. While Nikki laughs and leaves the ring, Candice tells Nikki this isn't a game, this is their lives. Then here comes Aleister Black as Nikki's going to the back laughing. Nikki backs up and goes to the back from the other side of the stage. Aleister Black makes his way to the ring to confront the wife of the man who attacked him. Candice walks up to Black, and Black asks where is Johnny, and she says that he is not here. Black tells Candice that his career in NXT is gone. Then Aleister Black leaves, and then we see the footage from the matchup between the Mighty and the Street Profits from last month, working on Montez's leg and stealing their gear. Then we had the rematch, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, the Street Profits, against Shane Thorne and Nick Miller, the Mighty. This was really good. These guys have great chemistry. The dives by Montez Ford, just them working over Montez, and just the back and forth were absolutely amazing. Like I said, these two have great chemistry together. There was a Falcon Arrow by by Thorne, which looked amazing. And I mean, I really got nothing good things to say about this. Like I said, it was a good week of in-ring action. So the finishing sequence to this matchup was that Miller is sent to the floor, and Dawkins with the corkscrew splash into the corner. Thorne with a hurricane run to Dawkins, and Thorne punches forward on the turnbuckles. Miller gets Thorne on his shoulders and gives him a superplex out of the Tower of Doom spot, which was cool. Dawkins makes a save, hits the sky high on Miller. Thorne with a form to send Dawkins to the floor. Then Ford with a kick to Thorne, and Ford with the frog splash adjusts himself in midair for the 1-2-3, and the Street Profits get their cup and their chains back, and they celebrate with the NXT crowd. Then we go backstage, and William Regal's in the back, and he's asked about TakeOver. William says he has a few things to announce. Tommaso Ciampa will defend the NXT Championship against Velveteen Dream. Aleister Black wants to know where Johnny is, and Regal says that he told Johnny to stay home this week. Black will have his pounds of flesh, as he put it, against Johnny at War Games. Black says that Gargano's career in NXT will fade to black. Then we come back, and Lars Sullivan is throwing chairs and other equipment since he's not getting the NXT title match. He says that the championship match is his, not Velveteen Dream's. He says he will rip him in half before War Games and take a spot. Then we get the in-ring debut of Matt Riddle as he takes on Luke Menzies, who I believe wrestled Keith Lee not too long ago. This was just, they chain wrestled. There was a Greco-Roman throw. There was a test of strength. Matt Riddle with the forearms in the corner. Menzies had a nice overhead belly-to-belly for a 2. Then Menzies with the European uppercuts. And Matt Riddle comes out with punches and strikes and a boot. And then he misses a moonsault, but he lands on his feet, hits the back senton. Riddle with the running kick and the knee to the head, then elbows to the chest, and then he applies the bro mission, as he calls it. And Luke Menzies taps out, and Matt Riddle wins in his debut. And I think that's Cassius Ohno's opponent for NXT TakeOver War Games. We take a look back at footage from Evolution where Shayna Baszler won the title back. We go to her comments from after Evolution. She's asked if this is redemption. Shayna says Kyrie did not beat her that last time she lost the match, and then Kyrie's being held back from Shayna because she was so upset and mad. And then we get a commercial. And as we come back from that commercial and the WWE ad on the WWE Network, we are here that Lacey Evans will be on NXT next week in action. Lars Sullivan will face the Velveteen Dream. And that is your NXT for next week right now. And much more to come. And then we get Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan against the new makeshift team of Raul Mendoza, who you've seen in the Cruiserweight Championship Classic there, the Cruiserweight Classic, and Humberto Carrillo. This is really good. These are just Lucha versus British Strong style. I mean, you saw flips and moonsaults and just the topes on the outside from Carrillo and Mendoza, respectively. It was just good. The suicide dives and everything. And then we get back into the ring. Carrillo gets Lorcan onto his shoulders, hits a slam. Carrillo goes for the moonsault, but Lorcan gets his feet up, which was amazing to see him get the height on that. Lorcan with the running European uppercut. Burch tags in, hits an enziguri. Mendoza tags in, and he chops Burch. Mendoza with a round kick to both men. Mendoza with a springboard double drop kick. A running enziguri, but Burch with a hip toss into the turnbuckles, which was nice. Lorcan hits a running uppercut to Carrillo. And then the elevated spike DDT on Raul Mendoza for the 1-2-3. Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan get the dub. Then Roderick Strong is feeling great because this is the promo that closes the show. They are on top of the world. They are happy that Bobby Fish is back, and they are ready for their match against the War Raiders. Hanson and Rowe attack Cole from behind, and then he sends Fish into the storage cage. Hanson and Rowe attack Kyle and Strong. Cole is sent to the wall. They fight outside, and Hanson and Rowe lawn dart Cole into the door of the truck, almost a la shades of WCW Rey Mysterio. Fish is thrown over tables in the courtyard. Hanson slams Kyle onto a table, but Strong hits him and Rowe with a trash can. Cole hits Rowe with the trash can lid. Strong hits Rowe with Cole, takes care of Hanson. Ricochet comes out to help him out. Crossbody off the table. Ricochet gives Cole and punches him. We go back and forth. And into the guardrails. And Hanson picks up Fish and runs him into the truck. Kyle runs into when Hanson moves. I mean, it was a hell of a brawl outside. Then we get towards the inside. They're going towards the arena. Rowe and Strong are fighting. Strong gets sent to the bleachers. Strong is beeled into the ringside area by Rowe, and Rowe with the forearm. Ricochet and Cole join the action, and they make their way into the ring. Fish hits Hanson in the knee with the chair, and Strong with the jumping knee to Rowe. Cole with a super kick to Ricochet. The Undisputed Terror attack War Raiders and Ricochet. Pete Dunne makes the save, hits Cole with a chair, does the same to Kyle. Ricochet clothesline Strong, while Rowe hits a Uranagi on Fish, which was very nice. Then William Regal comes out and says this is not how this fight's going to happen. If you're all hell-bent on destroying each other, then we'll meet at TakeOver and War Games. And that was NXT. So now we know that War Games, it's going to be the War Games match itself. Pete Dunne, Ricochet, and the War Raiders against the Undisputed Era. We're going to get Velveteen Dream versus Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT Championship. And we are going to get the grudge match with Johnny Gargano versus Aleister Black. And, that's pretty much it this week. Again, sorry if I'm feeling a little... I don't know what the hell is in the air or whatever, but yeah. But that was my thoughts this week. I was really happy with the overall action. Next week I'll be back to cover NXT, which will feature Velveteen Dream versus Lars Sullivan. It will also feature Lacey Evans in action and much, much more. And then I'll talk about 205 next week as well, which will feature... oh my god, what the hell's next week? We'll see 205 live next week. And so that's pretty much going to do it. I'll talk to you guys next week for more on 205 Live in NXT. I hope you enjoyed this. Sorry if I'm a little under the weather, but I hope to be better next week. I'll talk to you guys next week. God bless, my friends, and the future is now. Check out NXT this week. Check out please check out the ending, the brawl sequence, which was great. Check out the tag match with the Mighty and the Street Profits, and check out Mercedes Martinez and Nikki Cross. Great action there. And just check out Mustafa and Tony Nese on 205 Live. So I'll talk to you guys soon. God bless. Have a great night. And the future is now. Thank you for listening.